So I created this entire construct back here 2 years ago, and I left it on my whiteboard. It was on the back side, and I've never showed it before, but this is the exact structure that we ended up building an entire $5,000 course around to help fitness coaches sign their first client online. So I thought, you know what? Even though it's messy, my daughter has wiped off anything within the reach of a 3-year-old. Let me go and walk you guys through this as just a free training because I think it'll be helpful. I will adjust this so you can see better. So let's start here. There's basically 4 quadrants, 4 steps that you're gonna go through. And we're gonna start up here with step number 1. So we're gonna use red as our highlight color as I walk through this. So if you wanna get your first client, this is the one funnel that you are gonna need to achieve that. So in step number 1 here, what we're gonna leverage is what I call your warm lead network. This is somewhere where you don't have to go and build anything right now. These people exist, and this is where you're gonna go to find those first couple of people. And it's fine if they're your family members, if they're your friends or your acquaintances. Those are the people you want, because if the first people who buy your thing are people who already know you and like you and trust you, right? Know, like, trust. That's gonna be a theme that we follow here. It's gonna be way easier as a process. It's, if there's bugs or there's systems and stuff, they're gonna be way more familiar or friendly when they tell you it versus someone who paid you money from cold traffic. So the places where these people live, right? You're gonna go through your Facebook and your Instagram following, and you're just gonna reach out to anyone who's currently following you, especially friends or family, and just let them know, like, hey, I launched this online coaching thing. I'd love to bring in a couple clients for free, right? Notice right here, 1 to 3 testimonials before we get our first paying clients. We're gonna bring in the first 1 to 3 people for free to test drive this thing so that you get some social proof, because that's gonna be really important for this trust part when we go to cold traffic. So we're also gonna go through your phone numbers. Go through your entire phone. Every single number you have, shoot them a quick message, say what's up, and then ask. Same thing for your email contacts. Open up Outlook or Gmail, go through all your emails as contacts and just send them a very quick message. Be like, hey, what's up? I wanted to let you know I'm launching a new business and I would love to take on a person for free. Let me know if you or anyone you know is looking to make a fitness transformation. I'd love to take them on as a free client. And then last thing, local groups, in person or online. You can do this again on Facebook. You can go to any of your local groups you're in. But again, if you have like a community of people that you already know, like, and trust you, that is the best place to go. Maybe you're in a mom group. Maybe you're in a fitness club. Maybe you play sports with a bunch of guys on the weekends, right? Any of these local groups you can go, we're gonna get more of our free clients out of that. We're gonna call this the free 3 search. And we're gonna ask them to hop on a 10-minute advice call where we walk them through the program. And here, we don't have to have any sales resistance because we're giving it away for free. We just wanna make sure this program is going to work for them. And so the cool part is you get to practice the sales call, and you also get to ask them at the very end, what if this was, a 1 to 2K program, what do you feel like is missing here? What do you feel like I could add to it? And you get to do the entire process, 0 risk, with people you already know. And they're gonna give you a bunch of answers on this call that we can use to feed back into the offer so that when new people come, they're gonna know you, like you, and trust you way more because of the content of the offer. It's already way better. It's living inside their head. So I call this the reignite sequence. This is how you're going to reignite any of your following, any of your warm networks into clients, right? And so go ahead now, you can pause the video, like literally use this guide, like save this and use this as a step-by-step guide until you have your first paying client. And go ahead and make that list from all of these different places over here and come back once you have the list and reached out to them. So we'll consider that phase 1 done. Now I wanna bring us over to phase 2. Here in phase 2, we're gonna be walking through the entire IG setup, right? This is how you're going to set up your Instagram. You can do this for Facebook as well, but I think Instagram's gonna give you the best results, right? And so first thing we're gonna do is we need to optimize this so that when people come who don't know us, they know who we are, what we do, and how we get people results. And that's gonna allow them to know, like, and trust us. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to a profile picture generator. You're just gonna take a headshot of yourself. You're gonna pump it in there. It's gonna take out the background, put a nice bright color on it. That's gonna make you look nice and professional. You don't want a picture of you and your dog, right? Then we're gonna optimize your bio. And again, I've got some GPT prompts that I'll throw down below so you can just kind of throw in who you are and what you do. It'll help you generate these lines for your bio so that you have these looking super professional. But again, this should call out who you are and what you do. how you help people, and specifically like the unique mechanism right here, the proprietary formula that you figured out to get people success. And we go really in depth on that inside of these prompts. So again, don't worry about that. Just grab them down in the description. And then lastly, how people can get in touch with you, right? Comment this word and I'll reach out to you. Or if you're really advanced, you can set up a type form and you can load that type form as your link and just say, hey, fill out the form below to apply for coaching. Not many people will come through here, but it's nice to have this set up. It makes it look professional. It's more of a housekeeping thing. Next, in your highlights, now you want to start having these templates. So in your highlights, you're going to have kind of a 3 to 4 phase system here. What I like to do is I like to mirror the pinned post that we're going to talk about in a second. This should show your client results first and foremost, because people want that proof. And again, if you've been getting some free people in here now, document everything they're doing, showcase that you're actually getting people results. This is going to allow you to warm people up way faster. Then here, this can be more of your method. Do 5 to 10 different carousel slides that you create in Canva, just walking people through, hey, this is my program, this is what it's called, and here are the steps that you take to get this result. And if you want the Canva slides as well, we'll link those down below. We have pre-made templates, so you don't have to do as much work. Next, I like to do one about like food and nutrition, do like client eats. And these just be recipes you've made or snacks you've done. Most of the time, people want advice more on what to eat. I think they realize that's probably more important. And so having some advice here to be like, hey, this is what we have our clients eat. If you show really cool meals that are macro balanced, they're gonna love that. And then lastly, this can be like a next step button where it's like, hey, to get in contact with me, this is exactly how. And again, this can just redirect them to that application, and you can actually put a link in there for them to book a call with you. We'll cover that software in a minute. It's called Calendly. So when you have all of this ready, you are ready to make your 3-post authority accelerator. I call this the KILT method, KLT. And again, this goes back to the know, like, and trust factor. You're going to get them to know, like, and trust you with these posts. Now, I've got another full training on this, which I will link below. It's called the Profile Optimization Training. You can go and watch this one. It'll give you a full breakdown of these. And in that video, we also give you full scripts to follow for building these. But essentially, this is your story because people want to resonate with you first and who you are and what you do. This is your mechanism. And again, this is the same thing as those Canva slides. You're just going you could probably even just have these be the same post. But again, it's showing them how you, right, your story and how you got these results. The Canva slides, this is now giving them a slideshow. Cool, like this is the system I organize that into so that this works for other people, not just myself. And then the trust is your social proof, right? This is all your client testimonials, screenshots of their before and afters, screenshots of testimonials from them in written form, in video form. And you have 20 slides you can work with here. You can fill this out. You can constantly come back and, re-update this. You can make a new trust post every time you get another batch of good testimonials in and keep updating this post. And then you're just gonna click on the 3 dots and you're gonna pin these to your profile so that when someone comes in on your page, you've got a very good looking profile picture. Your bio's optimized to tell them who you are, what you do, and how you help. Your highlights give them an insight into what a day in the life working with you looks like, and your know, like, and trust posts allow them to get to know you on a human level, like your process, and then trust that this process will work for them. Now, let's go into why this works, all right? Now, you're gonna hear me mention this a lot, SIN offering. This is our framework for creating a offer that actually sells to cold traffic. I'm not gonna go super in depth on it here, but there's a framework for that offer. If you guys want, you can just go search my channel. We have a bunch of different trainings on the SIN offer. What you want here is, this needs to be increasing know, like, and trust factor. Again, you're gonna hear me beat this like a dead horse because this is the most important thing for getting people on the internet to book a call with you. They have to know who you are, which is your awareness content. They have to like what you do, which is your value content, and they need to trust that they can get these results for themselves. That's your proof content. And so by making a lot of this, you're gonna increase all these factors on this page. And this is why you don't wanna send them to a website. It's really hard for someone to get to know, like, and trust you from just a random website. Also, you have to put traffic to this website, right? Either you're gonna be paying like tens of thousands of dollars in ads, but no one's gonna find your website. It's the 10 millionth result when someone searches like, how do I lose weight online? But when you have a profile on one of these social platforms, all the traffic is already there. It's already flowing. And so all you're doing is you're putting your billboard up and like tens, hundreds of thousands of more people have the ability to see you and you don't have to pay. So that's why we like to use IG. Now, this is gonna give you traffic. This is gonna give you speed instead of waiting years, probably forever, for your website to get traffic. And most of all, you can post a ton of content for free that relates to all of this, which will allow you to start building authority. And this, eventually we start running ads to it, is why we call it an authority growth funnel. As you grow and build authority, you're able to funnel people through to your offer from that authority. So if you're still with me, let's hop into phase 3. Hello, I'm sitting down now because I'm 6'1", and if I stand up, you're not gonna be able to see me. So in stage 3 here, what we're gonna start focusing on is your content strategy. Once that profile is optimized, what we need to start doing is we need to start driving people to that. So I'm gonna walk you through a very simple process for organizing your content and finding the content to post. So the first piece is you need to be researching, right? You wanna find what's already working. You don't wanna try to reinvent the wheel. And so there's some really useful AI tools you can use for this. Again, I will link an entire list of the AI tools that we use in our business below, so you can just go and play around with them. This will help you turn this process into automation. This is going to allow you to automate on a regular basis how you find ideas. You're going to be able to go and search what's working online, and then you can recreate it by infusing your SIN offer. Again, once you've nailed down what makes you superior, irresistible, and new, and you've created that offer, all of the content that you make from this, all you're doing is you're taking the working format and then you're infusing your offer messaging into it, which allows it to stand out because the concept, the format is proven, but the information, it's new and different. And it's organized in this SIN format for you so that you know it's gonna convert to cold traffic. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna have ChatGPT provide you a schedule, a 30-day content schedule that's gonna give you a mix of awareness content, value content, and proof content so that you're getting it in front of your clients regularly. And that's gonna give you a posting calendar. And if you wanted to, you can also find some posting tools. There's some good ones that, again, we recommend in our AI tool list here that we can show you if you want to automate it. But some of the simplest things you can do is you can just schedule your reels inside of Instagram. So if you just click on, when you go to post, if you go to more options, and then you scroll down, you'll see one that says schedule. You just click on that and you can pick a day and a time. I highly recommend doing your research one day and then doing all of your content filming on another day, and then your editing and scheduling on a third day. So maybe on a Friday you research, on a Saturday you film everything, and then on Sunday, before the week starts, you edit it and schedule it so that your week's done. And then all you're doing over the weekend is your content, and even if you work a 9 to 5, this allows you to work it into this. This gives you your content schedule. So what you want to focus on with your content strategy is you want to focus on building brand instead of trying to chase down leads. In the beginning, you do not want to just be trying to sell everyone. It's going to push people away. And so more importantly here, you want to be figuring out, what do I need to create to provide value to people who are in my niche, who I help, and specifically what are the problems that they need to be made aware of or that they're already aware of that I can give solutions to in the content. This builds brand. When you just start posting like, hey, I'm an online coach, I want leads, funny enough, none of them come. So what we're doing here is we're creating brand. And the goal of content, it falls into this framework we call the 4 C's. You can see them down here. These C's, they flow from one to the next, to the next. And the rule is you can't skip buckets. So this first C is content. Content is what we're talking about here. It's what we're making, right? This is your content funnel. And in your funnel, you've got your awareness up here. This is just stuff that gets people aware of who you are. It's hopping on trends. It's doing things that maybe aren't even that valuable, but you know will get you a lot of views, right? This is gonna increase your viewer count, and this is gonna get more people to see your page. But you'll see it on Instagram all the time. You'll see people being like, oh, I got like 1 million impressions this month. Look at my followers. They're at like 500. Well, why is that? Well, it's when people come from this awareness content and they land on their page, there's no middle of funnel content, right? And this is your value content. And if your profile is not optimized like we did in phase 2, when people land on this page, a lack of profile optimization and a lack of value content means that even though the awareness stuff brought them in, there's no deep value stuff here to nurture them and make them know, like, and trust you. And so value is going to be your meat and potatoes. It's not going to give you the views up here, right? Your views will be lower. But that's okay, because if up here we're increasing awareness, here with our lower views, we're driving better qualified leads to this, our bottom of funnel. Bottom of funnel, this is your proof and your conversion. This is where you showcase the results you're getting clients very specifically, and this will allow you to make the transition seamlessly from this first C, which is content, to this next C, which is conversations. This bottom of funnel content here where you're doing proof, all you're doing is you're essentially saying, hey, you probably found me from awareness content and you've started following me and consuming my content consistently because of my value content in the middle of funnel. Now you've seen a lot of my proof posts. If this is everything you need to know, like, and now trust me, here's how you can simply reach out and we can talk one-on-one. And this moves them from this bucket of content to conversations is the second C. Now, You might be asking yourself, well, why don't I just try to get people to book a call, right? You'll see people say, hey, apply for coaching in bio or link in bio. This is too big of a logical jump, right? You're asking too much from people online, right? They just found your content. The likelihood of you being able to make them make that jump is very low unless you've been marketing for years and you really understand buyer psychology. Only experts are able to do this. And so if people are marketing this to you, they probably have just figured it out themselves, but they are not going to be able to have you get that same level of success. You have to respect the 4 C's and follow these buckets. So your content, its only goal is to move people down this funnel and get them into a conversation. And you do that with your proof posts where you're basically saying, this is the before and after, this is exactly where this person was and what they were struggling with, here's them after. If you want a similar result, vote on this poll, comment on this post, like this post, DM me, any kind of simple action they can take to raise their hand, and then you're gonna reach out and you're gonna start a conversation. And then in that conversation, which is a whole nother training we'll talk about, you're going to take them through figuring out 4 steps of the discovery, right? Where they are, where they wanna go, what they've already tried, and how painful it would be if they stayed in their same situation. And once you've gone through all of those processes, we call it the RPE framework, right? You got them to respond to you, the conversation became productive when you went through those discovery pain points, and then you've ended in the E, which is expressed goal or pain point. They've clearly expressed that they're in a lot of pain, the time is now to change, and they want to change and overcome this pain point they're experiencing to reach this goal they've expressed. That's when we can then pitch the call as the next solution. The call is not the same as being a client, which is the 4th C. The call itself is what you pitch as a solution to the problem in the DMs. So the content creates the conversations, and the conversations sell the call. What you're gonna say here is based on everything we've been talking about, everything we've went through in this conversation, and now everything that I know about you, I think it would be best if we hopped on a 30-minute strategy session. I can walk you through our entire system, and you can give me a little bit more information about your health and your history, and I can see if what we have here is the right fit to help you achieve this goal in the next 6 months, right? And this makes the call not salesy. This actually makes the call seem like a solution to them. They're gonna hop on this session, they're gonna get a clear game plan, and then if it makes sense, they'll end up working with you. And if it doesn't make sense, they don't. There's no pressure to it. It's just value. It's another step in the value equation. And because you've respected the 4 C's, they're actually gonna make it to this call. Whereas if you pitch people when they're coming fresh from content, there's like a 1% or less than 1% conversion rate here. But when you do it this way, you're gonna get like 30% of your conversations to book as calls. So you're gonna get way more reps in, way faster, way more clients. And then obviously if you're converting 30 to 50% of these are clients. And guess what? These clients aren't your free clients that you just got. These are the clients who are now paying you. So now that we have a funnel and we understand the 4 C's and we have clients paying us, I wanna give you one 4th phase. This is the bonus phase. If you are following along in this video, you don't have to worry about this just yet, but this is to paint the vision for you for more of what can come. And this is what you're gonna start implementing when you start signing clients consistently. And this is how you get like not just a 10K per month, but like 30K, 50K plus, like many of our clients do in our inner circle. This is the method for that. And so if you're excited about that, watch this one, but don't worry about implementing this. In fact, if you're someone who tends to jump the gun, you get shiny object syndrome, or when something new pops up, you just go after it, ignore this. Don't listen to this. But if you want to kind of see what's happening, here's phase 4 of scaling your business with automation. Okay, so now I'm on my knees. Don't clip that. You have 3 departments that you can scale. There's 3 different levers you can pull to scale your business. You've got marketing, you have sales, and you've got delivery. So on the marketing side, the number one way is to do boosted posts. We call this BP, boosted posts. Let me get a better marker. This is boosted posts. When things start working well in your organic content, what you're gonna do is you're going to boost them through Instagram, and you're going to add a CTA to it, a call to action for clients to come to your page. So if you've got let's say we've got a piece of content here, and you're averaging like 500 views, but this piece of content did 2,500. This is an outlier. So we're gonna take this outlier, we're gonna make sure that we update it just a little bit. This is why you should save all your files. You're just gonna add a quick headline for your ideal client avatar, and then you're gonna have a follow at, and then your at the bottom for more tips like this. And you can do this with your outliers. You can also custom make one of these once you start getting some traction on social media. And again, we have a full training on this. It's called the $5 follower funnel. You can just go search it on my channel. Very easy to watch. This is how you're gonna automate your marketing. If you do this, what's gonna happen is for about $1, and again, I'm left-handed, so tell everybody, sorry if this is terrible. $1 per follower, you are able to bring in 50 to 100 leads every single day. 50 to 100 leads, right? It's gonna be about $1 per follower, sometimes it's 50 cents. So you're going to bring in about 50 to 100 leads a day if you start spending about $50 a day. And again, this is once the business is doing well. You could start for less than this. You could start with $5 a day, but realistically, this is what's going to get you the best results. And what's going to happen here is of these 50 to 100, you're going to get maybe like 10 to 20 good convos. And of those 10 to 20 good convos, we're going to book in 1 to 3 sales calls every day. And so now you actually have like daily calls. And this is probably the biggest thing for most business owners at this level is they're like, I don't know where my next lead's coming from. When you set this up and you do the boosted post strategy, we call it the authority growth funnel because we've got some other steps that go into it. When you do this, this actually starts creating predictable lead flow. Like you will always know where your next client's coming from. And we also have a lot of money math. Put an NM down here. We've got a lot of money math behind this. We've done this model for like hundreds of coaches. So we know exactly what you should be spending, what you should be looking at. And we have a tracking sheet that covers all those metrics. So you know your business's health. You will know every single week, like exactly how much money you're gonna make. It's very cool. On the sales side of things, what's gonna happen is this is gonna create a lot of leads, right? So let's like separate this a little bit. This is gonna create a lot of leads. And so when you've got like 100 plus conversations or 100 plus people to have conversations with every day, right? You don't wanna be on your phone every day. So we're gonna put in a ST. This is going to be an appointment setter. And this is somebody you can bring in. We have a partnered agency. They're the guys who do our setting. And they do half of our clients. And it's really cool. I mean, you can, even as a setter, if you're a young kid and you want to learn how to do this, this is an easy way to make 2 to 3, even 5K per month. My setter, Connor, he's probably on track to make over 6 figures this year alone setting for us. So this is really where you start to separate yourself and become the CEO. And so what's going to happen is out of these 100 leads, your setter is going to spend all day reaching out to those 100 plus doing follow-ups with the previous 100 from the day before and the day before that. And he can even work in some automation, which we'll talk about later, so that you can keep following up with these people. And you're going to give them a list of, we'll call it like an asset list, AL, asset list. And this asset list is like, hey, here's client transformations for people with this problem, this problem, this problem. Here's, client testimonies for people who had this objection, this objection, this objection. Going really fast, I'm sorry. And they're able to give this to them. And what happens is this starts creating like your inbox is just going to be flooded with like active conversations. You're going to want to turn your notifications off every single day because it's going to get overwhelming. Your inbox is going to be flooded with these. And what this guy's going to do, your setters, he's going to take these 100 people. He's going to start booking calls for you. And once you have that setter in, you're going to start booking like 2 to 4 quality calls every single day. And now that starts becoming 2 to 4 hours of work daily on the call side. So same thing, right? We're going to put a closer in place. And this closer is going to take the calls for you. And closers at this level, again, we're partnered with Select Closers. They're like the best closing agency for fitness coaches. They close hundreds of thousands of dollars every month, like even on just our own clients. Like it could be close to $1 million every month in fitness sales that they close. And so they put this appointment or this closer in. They're going to take all the calls on Zoom and walk people through this exact process from A to B. And they'll actually do everything, right? They'll do the contract, the onboarding, they'll basically take these leads. And so what's happening now is you start getting this automated delivery of your service. And that's why this is step 4. This is not going to happen up front, but like your marketing is doing this on autopilot. So you're sleeping and you're getting all these leads coming in for low cost, right? And as long as you're tracking this, you're never losing money. And then your setters booking these calls and your closers taking these calls and they're actually doing the contracts and onboarding people. All that's left now is delivery. And on the delivery side, right, this is where you just bring in like an assistant coach and a VA to help you manage stuff, right? The VA or the EA can manage all of your billing. So they can manage payments, make sure that people are following up, make sure that contracts are sent out. And they can also watch these departments and make sure that all of these guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing on a daily basis. And then your assistant coaches, they can facilitate a lot of the work. So instead of you coaching everybody, you can have maybe a price tier where it's like, hey, if you want to work with me, it's $500 a month to work with me personally. But we've got this method, and what you're really buying is the method. It's not me, I'm not magic. It's the method that we put you through that's gonna get you the result. And so if you really just care about the result, work with one of our assistant coaches, right? And that price point's gonna be just like $300 a month. And you're gonna sell these, not monthly, right? You could do them monthly if you wanna build up that revenue, but ideally you wanna sell these as packages, right? So it could be like $3,500 for 6 months here, and closer to like $2,500 for 6 months here. And you're gonna sell those up front using Afterpay methods. We've got a whole training on that. And what's going to happen here now is all these people are coming in. You can get to a point where you could say, hey, I want to cap myself at like 25 clients. And all you're going to do is you're going to work with your 25 clients and you're going to make a solid amount of money. You're going to pay your assistant coaches a percentage of the contract value of this. So if they're making decent money, we're right at the end of the capture card cutout. So the last piece here is again, you're gonna have all these different clients coming in. Maybe you only manage 25, right? You can know that this is probably gonna be like 4 hours a week of work for you. And you're gonna be generating at this place like 30K plus per month. And so this is how you would get to a 30K month from literally just starting. We took you from, this is how you're gonna get your first client all the way to 30K. Now you could do this all yourself if you wanted to. And there's nothing stopping you. In fact, that's why I created this YouTube video. But if you want us to work with you one-on-one personally to scale your business, we have 2 options for you. If you're just starting out, I don't want to take a lot of your money. I really don't. I actually want you to be able to use that money to scale the business faster. So we have the lowest cost starter program on the market. All you have to do is DM me Academy on Instagram, and my Instagram will be right here at Will Jerome or at Full-Time Scaling, and we will send you over all the details. We'll walk you through it in the DMs. You don't even have to book a sales call. All right, we're not going to hop on a call. We're not going to take you through this process and try to force you into something that's too expensive and just something you don't need right now. We're going to lay out the exact community. We're going to lay out everything. We're going to give you the exact price. We're going to show you everything that's included. We're going to show you inside the community, and you're going to get everything that every other program on this market offers. I promise you, because I know every single one of the offer owners. They're going to charge you $7,500 minimum to join the exact same program. And their program does not have this entire method, and it also doesn't have 3 7-figure coaches. I am a 7-figure business coach. Our head of fulfillment, our head coach for the coaching side, Coach Matt, he's an IFBB pro and a 7-figure fitness coach who still runs his online fitness coaching business today, and he gives you live insights into what's working. And our content coach, Ayush, is a 7-figure content coach who has helped dozens of coaches go from 0 following online to 200,000 plus followers. And all of this is in that community for more than half off what every single other program is going to be charging you. And the best part is you don't have to hop on some sales call. We're going to force you. So if you're a beginner, please DM me Academy on Instagram. Let us have a conversation. We'll show you the entire thing. We can get you started for as little as a couple $100 a month. And now for those of you who are listening a little bit more to that 4th phase and you're like, hey, I'm kind of doing this already. I'm making 3, 5K a month, maybe even like 8 to 10K a month, but I'm really stuck. I promise you, you want to come into our mentorship program. This is where all those coaches I mentioned, we work with you one-on-one, private Slack channel, one-on-one check-in calls with you and your entire team. Your whole team gets access to this. And we will sit down with you and walk you through every single day the steps you need to be taking to grow the business to 30K per month in under 6 months. And so if you're in that 5 to 10K range and you want to go to 30K per month, we will do our SIN offer framework with you. We will personally walk through everything, customize it with you, and optimize it so that it scales. We will go in, we will completely overhaul your Instagram, and we will train your own GPT so that you can start using it to create your 30-day content game plans, re-optimize your offers, and you can use it as a sales assistant. We will train it on our documents so that it is your live sales assistant, so you can use it on your sales calls. You can use it live in your DMs to give you instantaneous feedback on what you should be saying based off of our coaching teachings and your offer inside your DMs. Then we will install our authority growth funnel in your business. That's right. We are going to install the insane funnel that I just talked about that is going to be giving you 50 to 100 leads every single day and 1 to 3 qualified book calls every single day. So you can close a 2 to 4K package every single day. And again, I'll throw some client testimonials up on screen here. We do weekly check-ins for our KPIs, our number stats with all of our clients. They are spending on average $100 to $300 per week to generate $4,000 to $15,000 back every single week. You do not need to be spending millions on ads. You don't need to hire an expensive ad agency. All you need, once you've built this first phase of the SIN offer, is this authority growth funnel. And then lastly, we are going to take you through our full-time org structure. We are going to help you hire your appointment setter because we have a partnered agency, and we will get you the cheapest and highest trained appointment setter specifically for fitness offers. We do the same exact thing for your closers. We work with the #1 closing agency specifically for fitness coaches. We have a personal relationship with their CEO, and we will get you the best rates on fitness closers in the entire industry, and we will personally place them into your business for you. And we will help you organize and hire your assistant coaching team so that you can scale effortlessly without taking any more clients on for yourself. This is what allows our coaches to scale to $80,000, $100,000, even $140,000 per month in our upper level coaching programs. So if all that sounds amazing, all I want you to do is click the top link down below that says mentorship calls. Go in there, book a call with our team. We'll walk through this exact strategy and how it relates to your specific business. And if it seems like you're a good fit and you have the means to be able to get into advertising and start at this level, we'll get going and we'll launch you and you'll be on your way to 30K months in under 6 months. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. And again, if you're a beginner here, this is like everything we share here. So you can please subscribe because I'm going to be putting out stuff like this daily. And this should help you even if you have no money to spend. If you don't have a dime to your name, just subscribe to the channel and watch every video we put out. You'll be able to scrape your way to 2 to 5K per month just off of the info we're putting out here. And if you want to go faster, the Academy is there for you. And if you really want to scale, the mentorship is the best mentorship in the world. I promise you, we put hundreds of thousands of dollars into building this. There's tons of things I didn't even mention because I could go on and on forever about it. When I say hundreds of thousands of dollars, we invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in this thing, and it's generated us millions, and it's generated our clients tens of millions of dollars in online fitness sales. So I'm done yapping. Click subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Like the video. Save this one as a tool so that you can always come back to it and you can follow this training again, and I'll see you in the next video.